السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. يا فتاح يا فتاح يا فتاح. Welcome back to our second lesson of Nahw, as we stopped by differentiating the topics that will be covered in Nahw. It was kalima and kalam, and then we further differentiated kalima into ism, fa'il, and harf. That means noun, verb, and harf. Now we'll go further into definitions of each one of them by starting with ism. What is an ism? An ism is a word that governs on its own and it is not connected to any tenses. I repeat, a word that governs on its own meaning and is not connected to any tenses. And when I say by tenses, I mean by saying past, present, and future tenses. So let's say, for example, a word Zaid, it governs on its own meaning but is not attached to any tenses. Then we have Faail, verb. The definition of it is a word that governs on its own meaning and is connected to tenses. I think that's very clear. And the example for it is ضرب, ضرب, يضرب, يضرب. So these are the tenses. So this is past, this is present and future, and then we have amr, that is command. So in Arabic language, there are four tenses, let's say. One is daraba, that is past. Then we have present and future in one tense, that's called present. In Arabic we say as mudari'. Then we have command, that's called amr. So that makes it very deep, the verb. This is the reason why, because in an English language or another language we have past, present, future, past, present, future. Arabic language is different. There's a separate command for command, then there's a separate tenses for prohibition and for emphasis, addition, subtraction of particles to it, and so on and so on. Inshallah, that we will be covering sarf, which covers the fa'il. Then we come on to harf. As I said in my previous lesson, it's particles. Now, what's the definition of that? A word which does not govern on its own, but governs meaning when attached to ism or fi'l. That means it does not have any of its own existence. By its own, it doesn't have any meaning. It always needs to join to ism or fi'l in order to produce a meaning of itself. Let's say, for example, the harf min. It means from. Sorry for my poor handwriting, as I don't have the habit of writing on whiteboard. So min. When you have min, when you say I say min, or let's say in English, let's say in English in order to understand it much better. When I say from, what do I mean by that? I just say from. When I'm explaining ism, I say zaid. I know it's a name, it governs on its own meaning. When I say an example of fa'il, that means a verb, daraba, means he hit. I understand he hit in past. It's explaining himself and the tenses or the time in which he has hit. But when I come on harf, I say min and I say from. An example. I don't know what that means. It's not governing its own self, nor it's telling me any time, nothing. But when I say min, when I say min al-bayt, in English it means But when I say in English, min al-bayt means from the, I'm writing on top as I don't have space, house. Now it produced me a proper meaning of min al-bayt, that means from the house. This is an example for harf when it is attached to an ism. Likewise, there are examples for fa'il when we attach some of the particles or huruf to a fa'il, like sin, sofa, and inshallah I will explain that in just a bit when I'm explaining about signs of fa'il, harf and ism and how they are formed and what are the benefits of them, how you can recognize them when you are reading Quran or any other Arabic text. Whether let's say reading a newspaper or a magazine or a text on your social media or post from someone, so you can identify easily this is an ism or this is a fi'l, this is a noun, a verb, particles, or how it goes. And these are the basics. If we don't have a firm base on this, it's difficult to proceed ahead. So your high concentration is required on it. Okay, so now, as I said, we will be talking about signs of ism, signs of nouns, starting with number 1, alif lam. If you find alif lam in any of the word, because alif lam can only come in a noun. If you find alif lam on a word, it means it is an ism, it's a noun. For example, if you find al-bayt, I'm using the common nouns that are found with alif lam. Alif lam, you have al-bayt, means house. Let's say in the Quran, what do we find? Al-mu'minun. Now, if I see, now I think my text won't be easy for some of you to read, so I'm just writing another way. Alright, so I find alif lam, I can close my eyes and say it's an ism. The sole reason is because I am finding alif lam attached before it, or the start from alif lam. Alif lam is also called mu'arraf bil lam. Mu'arraf bil lam, that means known by alif lam. This is sign number 1 and the basic sign for alif lam. Then we come to sign number 2, that's called jar. Now, this is a bit tricky. Actually, it's a topic that we will study ahead in our lessons called huruf al-jar. There are 17s of it, and these 17s huruf al-jar can only enter on a noun. That's why it's in the sign of ism, because these huruf al-jar can only enter in nouns. Let's say, for example, we'll take the word bayt. I can say min al-bayt, and I see al-bayt is a noun, and for it I have huruf al-jar. That's the reason why it's coming in the signs of an ism, because wherever you find huruf al-jar, the 17s of them, you will definitely, or you can close your eyes and you will find the ism after it. That's the sign number 2. It's a bit technical, but inshallah in my future lessons or very soon I'll be introducing to huruf al-jar, and I'll mention 17 of it, and these 17s play a big role in translation of Arabic language. Then we have the third one, that's the basic. It's tanween. Tanween, yeah. And the best example of it is mu'minun, right? Then we say mu'minan, mu'minan, and then we say nun, and it can be also named. Now, tanween are these, these. Just for a side note that I'll be recording a lesson on the basic terminologies for some of you who might not be knowing about tanween, fatha, kasran, dhamma, jazm, sukoon, shadda, and all of those things. Just to start with, just to finish the signs of an ism, we have tanween. Tanween is a sign because tanween cannot come on a fi'l or on a harf. It can only come on ism. So wherever you find these signs in the Quran, that means it is a noun. And it's like you can close your eyes and you can say it's 100% ism. Then we come to tathniya, means dual. Now, the beauty of Arabic language. In other languages we find singular, plural. But in Arabic it's a different case. We find singular, dual, and plural. And then different forms of plural. So that's why we have tathniya, that means dual. This is recognized by few letters that governs that this is a tathniya. For example, we have, I'll take the word mu'min, means believer, and what did I do? I just add alif and noon to it, and it became a dual. So wherever you find a noun and it has alif and noon added to it, that means it is in dual form. It means to believer, male believers for sure. Then that's tathniya, and this will be in detail in our lesson 3 or 4 inshallah. Then we have number 5, jama'. Jama' means plural. As I just mentioned, there are different forms of plural. This is the normal plural that we speak. When I say plural, whatever comes in your mind for the big number, it means plural. Same thing. Then you have plural, jama'. Whatever comes in your mind for plural, just for now, you can take it as. Inshallah, when I come on the topic of plural, I can explain what are the different forms of plurality in Arabic. So, how will you find a plural? And it's vast number of examples in the Quran. Let's say, for example, muflihun, kafirun. So how do I know it's a plural? Because it has waw, noon in the end. Waw, noon in the end. It means it is a plural. And that's why waw, noon, it also denotes that it's an ism. So what we are learning now is signs of ism. By seeing a word, how can we say that it's an ism or a fa'il? And these are some of the examples. Still number 5. Number 6, we have sifa. Sifa means adjectives. Sifa means adjective. Adjectives are only in ism, not in fa'il, not in harf. And these adjectives will be like, let's say, kareem, kareem, salih. All of these are adjectives. Salih, pious, kareem, means kind. All of these are adjectives. Inshallah, we will cover this, but just for now, if you find something like salih, kareem in Quran, there are so many. So akbar, biggest, because not an adjective, it's something else, but something like that. If you find in Quran with regards to Kareem, if you find something on the wazn or on the type of Kareem, that means it is an adjective. Then we have number 7 is idafa. This is has vast majority of examples of idafa, and this is called possession. Like for example, I say in English, Zaid's car. Zaid's car. Car belongs to Zaid. Let me translate in Arabic. سيارة زيد. سيارة زيد, Zaid's car. Now, one more example. Based on Quran, we have أصحاب الجنة. People of Jannah. أصحاب الجنة. Yeah. People of Jannah. We have here أصحاب الجنة, people of Jannah. Now this Jannah is being in the state of noun because of the ashab. Because of the ashab. The ashab is being possessed by Jannah, and that's why it is making it in idafa, which is mean possession. And this comes only in noun. You will never find possession in fi'l, only in noun. That's a speciality. How do you find it? You find a word, and after that you find an alif lam coming after it. It means it is a possession. And the beautiful example I gave is Ashabul Jannah. So we find after Ashab, we find alif lam, and that's what it makes it possession. And we understand from that people of Jannah. Ashab means people or friends and so on. Then we have number 8, that's technical, and that's the beauty of Arabic language. You won't find, I don't know of any other language having this one. It might be, Wallahu a'lam. But number 8 is tasghir, smallest form. This smallest form is actually used in, showing out of love. Let's for example, so out of love, or it also sometimes denotes the small quantity. They use separate form of verb, or separate form of sentence, or separate form of a noun called tasghir. And for example, Ubaydun, it means small worshipper. And it makes beautiful, small worshipper. Let's say a small boy praying, a small Ubayd, a small worshipper. Sulayh, a small pious man. Umayr, and by this the people have taken name of persons as well. So it's the smallest form of something, and it is only made on this wazn. Inshallah, in sarf, when we speak about wazn, that means anything coming on dhamma, fatha, and sukoon and tanween, and dhammatain, it will be in smallest form. If they're coming on this thing, like Sulayh, Umayr. Yeah, these are some for example of. Okay. Ubayy. Now we have the last one, that's Nida. This is, you find vast number of uses in Arabic language, in the Quran. For example, Ya Nabiyu. Ya Nabiyu. Yes. That means, oh Prophet. Oh my Prophet. Yeah? Ya is for calling someone that's far or near. And nida, there are actually 5 types of calling words. Now, one of the famous one is ya, that can be used to call a person that's far and also that's near, and that has vast usage in Arabic language. That's nida. Inshallah, when we'll be learning about proper noun and common noun, we'll be having nida in it, and I will go in detail of that in that time, inshallah. These are the 9 signs of an ism. Number 1, I repeat, alif lam, which is also called mu'arraf bil lam. And number 2, we have jar. Number 3, we have tanween. Number 4, we have tathniya, which means dual. Number 5, we have jama, means plural. Number 6, we have sifa, it means adjective. Number 7, we have idafa. Number 8, we have tasghir. Number 9, we have nida. These are 9 signs of an ism that one should know in order to identify the ism in the Arabic text or in the speech or wherever he or she finds. Now, coming back to signs of Faail, there are 9 signs. Actually, there are 10, but 10th one is 10th one to be explained when we'll be learning sarf very soon, inshallah. So the 9 signs, this will be discussed in sarf, in the subject called sarf, where we study about Faail only, but it's better to introduce a bit of it in this lesson. Number 1, qad. Qad. We have, first one is qad. Qad only comes for emphasis and also different other meanings that we'll be discussing in sarf only, but just for basics it comes for emphasis, and it comes on past tense. Qad comes on past tense. It also comes on future tenses, but mostly it comes on past tense. Yeah. Then we have seen. Here we can take example, famous example in Surah Al-Mu'minun. It starts with قد أفلح المؤمنون. قد أفلح المؤمنون, which means definitely the believers have succeeded, and the ayah continues explaining who are these believers, and inshallah you might be knowing about it. Then number 2, we have seen. The letter seen, for example, سيعلمون. سيعلمون. This scene denotes that this is a verb, and here qad tells me that it is coming on a verb. So I know that this is a fa'il. I know this is a fa'il because scene only comes on verb. Then we have, and scene tells me the near future. So this is a beauty of language. There is mudari, which tells you just the future. Then there is seen, which tells you the near future. And then we have sawfa, which tells you the far future. That is sawfa يعلمون in Surah Al-Takathur. كلا سوف تعلمون. But I'm giving an example of سوف يعلمون. سوف يعلمون, which tells me for the far future, and I come to know that يعلمون is a fi'l because it's after سوف. Now number 4 is jazm. or sukoon. It's sign like this or this. For example, in the Quran we say لم يكن. لم, the Surah Al-Bayyinah, لم يكن الذين كفروا. The first two words, لم يكن. And this doesn't in the end of the letter, it will only come in fi'l. That means, what I mean to say is, sukoon will not come in the end of a noun. Sukoon will only come in the end of a fi'l. And how does the sukoon or jazm we get in fi'l? There are some few huruf like lam, lamma, and lam al-amr, lam al-nahi. All these of the words when attached to a fi'l, it gives us sukoon in the end. Number 5, we have amr, means command. Command. Another beauty of Arabic language. It has separate verbs for command, for commanding to do something. And the beautiful example is, that means unsuru, اضربوا, اضربوا فوق الأعناق, اضربوا. That means you all of you hit, or you hit. And we say Ameen. This is also actually it's a noun which comes in the form of a verb. Yes. Then we have number 6, nahi. Nahi means prohibition from something. لا تفعلوا, لا يفعلوا, and لا يفعل, لا تفعل, all of these things. For example, لا تفعلوا, all of you, like, don't you dare to do it, don't you dare to do this action or that action, all comes in nahi. And this is another speciality of Arabic language, that it has another sigha or form of prohibition. And I think the dots won't be clear to you. I'm just trying to dark it so that others can see. And then we have number 7, ta'ut ta'nith. Ta'ut ta'nith, what I mean by that is this one. Now, this ta'ut ta'nith, ta, which is denoting the feminine with the sukoon, it only comes in fi'l. It only comes in fi'l. Ta'ut ta'nith only comes in fi'l. An example in Quran we say, the example is Duri, but عليهم So we say in Quran, ضربت عليهم المسكنة. Here, ضربت is a fi'l. I know how, because I see ta'ut ta'nith, ta with the sukoon, telling me that this is a fi'l. Number 8 is noon khafifa, and number 9 is noon thaqila. This 8 and 9 are brothers and sisters. So noon khafifa and noon thaqila, they are used for an emphasis but in the future. That this will definitely happen in the future. So we can take a normal example. Sorry. Apologies for this. Actually, I have tight space here. So لا يفعلن لا يفعلن. Noun خفيفة. Noun خفيفة, the word means noon that has sukoon on it. That's why it's called خفيفة. And it's like that. It comes with the lam in the beginning and ends with the sukoon and with the noon. That's why it's called noon خفيفة. لا يفعلن. He will definitely do in the future. Then we have noon ثقيلة. You can see the same example. لا يفعلن. النون ثقيلة. When I say noon ثقيلة, it means it's a tashdid, شدة. When I say noon خفيفة, it means خفيفة, it means with the sukoon. That's the only difference. The meaning will be the same in the near future. They will have emphasis on the action. So these are signs of Faail. Let me repeat it. Number 1, we have qad. Number 2, we have seen. Number 3, we have sofa. Number 4, we have jazm or sukoon in the end of a letter in Faail, which comes from simple letters. Inshallah, we'll sit in sarf. Then we have amr, for example, unsuru, idribu. Then we have number 6, nahi, prohibition from something, a strict prohibition. Then number 7, we have ta with ta'neeth, the ta with the sukoon sign, which comes after in the end of the verb. Ta with ta'neeth. Then we have, and ta with ta'neeth means that a female is referring to a female doing an action. So I forgot to mention while explaining it, but just to note it down, ta with ta'neeth will be referring to a female doing that particular action. Then female or a female thing that has been done with an action when it comes to passive voice. Number 8, noon khafifa and noon thaqila. So noon khafifa and noon thaqila are an emphasis on a near future, coming future, or an action that will be done in the future. So noon khafifa is represented by sukoon and with the noon in the end of the verb, with start with lam, and noon thaqila will be represented with tashdid with the noon in the end of the word and starts with lam. So they both are almost similar. The difference is thaqila is with shadda, the W sign, and the khafifa is with the sukoon, the round sign, and in some texts it comes like a moon sign, like a small semicircle kind of sign. Or let me make it a big. Jazm may come like that. Let's say this is a noon. It may come like that, or it may like that. It may be like that. So there are two ways of acting. They're all the same, just the text different. That's all. So these were our signs of Faail. We covered signs of ism, signs of Faail. I'll give you a short thing about harf. Harf actually it is, as I told, it doesn't have meaning of its own, nor it's connected to any tenses. It gives meaning when it is attached to an ism or a noun, ism or a Faail. Harf is used to join the nouns, to join two words, to join a verb or a Faail, to join two sentences sometimes. this is the key role that harf plays, because it can also join two sentences, it can join two verbs, it can join an ism, it can join a fa'il together to produce meaning. So that was our lesson for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed the lesson, and I really wait for your feedbacks on my email address presented in the description below. Thank you for being with me, and inshallah see you next time, and may Allah accept from all of us. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.